What's going on? I'm William and this is Man Meets Money. In today's episode, I'm going to be going over 5 negotiation hacks guaranteed to get you the best deal on your upcoming vehicle purchase. Now, with us being at the beginning of the spring car buying frenzy, I want you to know that all of these negotiation hacks are not only designed for you to win, but to keep you in control throughout the entire duration of the transaction. And I want you to keep this in mind, and I'm gonna say this in all caps. Knowing how to negotiate means knowing how to not get hustled. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and kick this off and get straight into hack number 1. Know when the negotiation starts. Thinking that you're only negotiating when you're sitting down going over numbers is possibly the biggest mistake you can make. In fact, the negotiation actually starts as soon as the salesperson introduces themselves. Now, a good salesperson is going to start trying to set you up for that knockout punch very early in the proverbial fight, so it's critical that you set the stage for the transaction immediately. Now, in the initial interaction, you're going to want to talk about everything except price and numbers. You may not know this, but salespeople are actually taught to never negotiate in the parking lot, and it's actually something that you should avoid doing as well. Let the sales office be the battlefield. And what an opportune time to jump straight into hack number 2. Let the salesperson do all of the work. Salespeople are actually trained very well to do a needs analysis. You'll hear them ask questions like, what type of car are you looking for? Are you trading a vehicle in? Are you financing or paying cash? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your credit, etc., etc. Now, I know these questions can be annoying and off-putting. Trust me, as a sales and leasing consultant, I hated asking them, and I hate getting asked them as a consumer now. But by all means, don't shy away from answering these types of questions. And in fact, I encourage it. This will let the salesperson feel in control, and actually it'll cut down on time spent at the car dealership, and it's the perfect opportunity to make it very clear as to what you don't want. This will disable the salesperson from being able to try and bait and switch you later on in the deal. And we're gonna move straight into hack number 3. Understand the common objective. One thing you may often disregard as a consumer is that both the salesperson and the consumer want the deal to happen. After all, you can't buy a car from a car dealership without a salesperson, and a salesperson can't sell a car without a consumer. You both kind of need each other. And understanding that common objective will actually allow you to turn the salesperson into the customer's advocate, which I can tell you from personal experience that sales managers absolutely despise, because this means you've turned the salesperson into an ally and they're gonna help you fight against the sales desk, which is absolutely what you want. And speaking of sales managers, we're gonna move straight into hack number 4. Never ask for a manager. And of course, unless your salesperson is being rude or they're just not the one to get it done, if you know what I mean, it's better for you to just stick with your salesperson. Now, I can completely understand that asking for a manager when you feel like you're not getting where you want to with your salesperson may seem like a boss move, but it can oftentimes backfire, especially if the sales manager is great at negotiating. Now, keep in mind, sometimes the sales manager may come out early in the transaction if you're absolutely destroying the salesperson with your negotiating skills, which is most likely going to happen, and that's perfectly fine, but never provoke it. Essentially, the meat and potatoes of this tactic is you do not want a fresh mind to come into your negotiation. You want to continue to chip away at the salesperson, and ultimately the salesperson will chip away at the sales manager, leading you into getting the best deal possible. And hack number 5 is of the utmost importance, so you definitely want to pay attention. Embrace the negotiation. Now, this is an absolute must. If you reject the negotiation process, you'll ruin your own deal before you even get a chance to proverbially get your feet wet. Now, a lot of people are reluctant to go back and forth in a negotiation during a car deal because they feel like they're being played with, or maybe they're not being taken seriously. But actually, this is where you get to have your way. You have to understand something very critical about a back and forth negotiation. If you're getting weary, so is the salesperson, and so is the sales manager. In my experience doing leasing and sales, I can tell you one thing is an absolute truth. I've seen it happen many times where a sales manager may get annoyed with the back and forth and say these golden words that every consumer wants to hear. Just do the deal. So when I tell you that you want the back and forth to happen, I absolutely mean it. Because if the sales manager gives in, you win. This sounds so corny, yo. Because if the sales manager gives up, then you win. And that means that you just got exactly what you asked for. Now, if you stuck along this far in the video, of course, per usual, I'm gonna give you a gold nugget. Now, keep in mind that a sales manager throwing in the towel on a car deal is a rare occurrence, so you most certainly want to give yourself the best opportunity. Make sure that you go to a car dealership on either the last day of the month or the last weekend of the month when dealerships are going crazy trying to meet their quotas. And yes, car dealerships have quotas on new cars, certified pre-owned cars, and used cars every single month, I promise you. And just one more gold nugget to go with that gold nugget. If the last day of the month is a weekday, you're in. You're absolutely in, especially if it's a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, someday early in the week, where I can guarantee you sales managers are stressed to the core because nobody's going to a car dealership on the first day of the work week. And let's go ahead and hit it with a recap. Know when the negotiation starts. This will allow you to set the stage for your transaction very early on. Let the salesperson do all the work. Think of the salesperson like a waiter or a waitress. They're there to take your order and ultimately make things easy, and this is something that you certainly want to use to your advantage in a car deal. Understand the common objective. Understanding the common objective will help you turn the salesperson into an ally and have somebody else fighting for you to get the deal you're aiming for. Never ask for a manager. Keep the manager out of the deal as much as possible. That way you can continue to chip away at the salesperson. And last but certainly not least, embrace the negotiation. You absolutely have to do this. Get involved with the game. Getting involved with the game early helps you keep your leverage throughout the game, which is the negotiation. And in conclusion, if you found this video helpful, consider sharing it with a friend or family member. Consider liking and subscribing. Would love to have you in attendance for future videos. It's been another episode of Man Meets Money. I'm William. Love y'all. See you real soon.